and I am a very small content creator. This is my first live, so that's my disclaimer first, okay? I'm just gonna cook a chicken parmigiana just to experiment and try, and I'm hoping you will like it and try it. Probably, I would say, since we're going to fry it, a good 15-20 minutes. So we're at the very beginning, the prep, and you get to see the finished product, the whole 9 yards. So first of all, while I'm prepping, I'm going to put on some gloves because I'm one of those kind of people who have a thing about powder on my hands. You know, some people, when they're cooking, they don't mind getting their hands dirty. And I'm so finicky about my hands being dirty. So, some people they just don't mind. And my grandma was one of those type of cooks, huh? She liked to keep her hands in everything she do. But I'm one of those people that I just don't want my hands dirty. But anyway, the way I'm preparing the chicken, and I'm sorry you can't see quite this table. Let me see if I can bend the camera down a little bit more. There we go. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm going to take the skin off. Now, honestly, I like to fry my chicken with the skin on. So the rest of my pieces will have skin on. But this one particular piece, I'm going to leave the skin on. I'm going to take the bone out because I want to cook it faster than the other pieces of chicken. Now, mind you, I'm not a professional cook, okay? Not by far. So if you see mistakes, you can expect it. Now, all I'm going to do, I'm not going to even flatten it because it's so thin as it is, okay? All I'm going to do, I don't do all of those fancy dips like some people do that you see on TV. As a matter of fact, it's a lot I don't do that you see people do on TV because I'll be honest, I don't have a budget for all 1,500 spices. I know that's a bit exaggeration, right? I just don't have that in my cupboard where I have so many spices. And even when I was a little girl and I used to watch the chefs cook on TV, I'm like, man, how do these people afford to cook like that? So while this is getting ready, I'm going to dip this in the skillet and let this be cooking while I prep my other meat. I never could understand, and I take this off. I never could understand how in the world everyday ordinary people can cook like that. I mean, it's just fascinating to me. I gotta get another set of gloves. However, I love all the different types of herbs and seasonings now that we can buy. I'm one of those that like a lot of garlic in my meat. I do like it well seasoned, but because I deal with GERD, I can't tolerate too much spice because it make me have reflux at night. So I don't do a whole lot of spicy spice, but I do like that flavor. It does. Oh my God, I do love it. Now, one of my popular go-to, I don't know if you can get it in your store locally, but I do love this particular one by Beta. It's the pepper garlic. I absolutely love that one. Why did I put that up? Anyway, I love that because it has such a good flavor, and it's not too spicy, but just right. If you don't go heavy on the shaker. If you don't go too heavy on the shaker, you really do get to enjoy the taste. I like season all. I also have a poultry seasoning that I like, that I sprinkle, which it has the thyme in it and has a little sage, and I do love sage. I don't know about you guys. Do you like sage in your chicken, on your chicken? I can recall when I was a little girl, and you'll hear me talk about when I was a little girl a lot. My grandmama used to put it in hers, in her batter, and man, you talking about make chicken taste good, and it really do gives it that warm flavor, make you remember, start thinking about Christmas and the holiday cooking, and I so love holiday cooking even to this day, and I still have those very fond memories of how special the holidays feel uh during this time of the year, where you start thinking about, you getting in the mode of Christmas. It's like you start thinking about the holidays and what you're gonna cook and what everybody want, what they special gifts they want. I love onion powders. Also, have you ever tried to put a little dill weed on your chicken? I like dill weed on mine. It's kind of funny. I kind of put the kitchen sink on my chicken, but it's okay. It's because I just enjoy the lots of flavor. I even put, I don't even know if people do this, but I even like mustard. Oh, I have all kinds of flavors going on. I was one of those family members during the holiday. Where everybody have to bring a covered dish. I was the family member that everybody would laugh at, and most of the time they wouldn't even eat my food, because I would come in with, everybody might have potato salad or greens or candy yams, the turkey, the ham. Let me see what else that was popular. Uh, Somebody might have a brisket, but I would be the one coming in with a unique squash casserole or acorn dish or something like that. And they would say, why do you have to be so different? Why you have to come up with something nobody wants to eat? Or why don't you cook like, Southern black people like to eat, But I always was one of those that loved it something different. I always liked it, different types of foods, international dishes. Even when I was young, I would go get the cookbooks, and I would use these different types of cookbooks and come up with recipes, because that was before YouTube. Now I get the pleasure of going to YouTube and finding unique dishes. And that's why if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see Persian, Chinese, and of course Southern dishes, because I am from the South. My home is Vidalia, Georgia. Yay for the onions. So I am very much Southern. I just happen to have lived in Europe and have been around a lot of internationals. Uh, and I can't help myself. I just love variety, and I think it is the spice of life. Oh, okay, let me check my chicken. We do not want burnt chicken, right? All right. So it's almost ready. And then you're going to see me use yesterday leftover sauce to make this Parmigiano. And you're going to be like, oh, that is a good idea. I really do like repurposing something different. Like, how you can have leftovers, and some people, some families throw away their leftovers. I'm not doing that. Not if I can repurpose it, like old rice or noodles, even noodles or beans. Anyway, thank you guys for coming in. Caleb and Bamboo and French, Daria, thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyway, I'm just one of them, man. I've been on a budget and live on a budget, and I always think of what can I do with the leftover. Even if I can't think of it, I'm going to Google what else to do so that I can stretch it. As they say, get more bang out of the buck. So watch what I'm fixing to do. Okay, I think this is almost ready. Let me change my gloves again. I just can't do this here. I just don't like nasty, like touching stuff. Hold on. When I take this up, when you see this sauce, it's going to be kind of like, oh my God, that is a good idea. Okay, you know how you have you guys tried the Indian sauce called butter? The butter sauce? Okay. All right. I'm going to take that. You're going to see what I'm talking about. All right. Let me get this oven going because I have to use a different type of oven. All right. All right. Let me lift this up here. I don't want no more extra grease. All right, let me drain that. Y'all drop it. Where you from? Amy, welcome. Where y'all from? All right. Now, we'll fry that chicken the southern way. Now, while I do this, I'm going to take this sauce. I'm going to put this butter sauce on it. You're going to be like, girl, I never thought of doing it that way. Okay? Now, you know how chefs take theirs and wipe their plate clean. I want you to see it for yourself. Okay, the butter sauce. Now, let me move this knife out the way. Now, mozzarella cheese. I don't have the kind that's flat. Put it on top. I'm going to put it in the oven. And then we'll come back and talk a little bit more. And you're going to be like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. So what I did is I fried fresh chicken. I had some butter sauce left from yesterday. I was not about to throw it away because I had more sauce left than anything. And I love it, love it, love it. And I figured, hey, I can repurpose that. Why throw that away when it's so good? I'm going to tell you something else I could do that somebody else might not have thought about it. I could take my fried chicken, cut it up in cubes, and do the same thing again. Redo that butter chicken, okay? I really could. I could chop up the chicken, debone it, chop it up, pour the sauce over it, take my own tortilla bread, cut it in slices, put garlic butter on it, do the same thing the Indian restaurant did. And I love Indian food as well. So I don't know about you, but I do like a variety of foods from different cultures. I can't eat it spicy like many people can because I deal with GERD. But that's just one of the things I do enjoy trying is different cultural foods. So anyway, tell me where you guys are from. French Fry God, Daria, Sean, was it Shane? Sean, Amy. I'm so happy to see you guys. I'm thankful that you took time out of your schedule because you didn't have to drop in. I so appreciate it. This is my first live. Depending on how it go, I might do another one at some point in time. But I'm trying to learn. I do be at home a lot, so I might well use it productively. I do like cooking. I love crafts. I love floral design, and I do love painting as well. So this is just something I enjoy doing. And like I said, I like taking leftover food and repurposing it. I used to write for a lady years and years ago that was a cook in Dallas, and I would write her recipes for her. So I do have some experience, but I just never was a chef, of course, or nor had I thought about trying to learn the art of being a chef. But I just like eating, as you can tell. But anyway, you guys, I appreciate it. Let's see how this looks. Hold on. Oh, yes. It's looking good. I better get a dish here because I know this plate gonna be hot. Let me see here. Bravo! Ah, not too bad for a country girl. Look out. That ain't bad, is it? Ah! I love it when I get something right. So anyway, if you guys, I tell you, I appreciate your time with me. And this concludes my chicken parmigiano. See you the next time. Inbox me, like, share. I think YouTube saves the video so we can share it with somebody else. God bless all of you and may you have a great evening.